All right, Lions Seahawks coming up this week. That's going to be awesome. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on how you think that game plays out, considering we have all these injuries. Seahawks have injuries as well. We're into the season now. Injuries are starting to pile up for every team in the NFL. But so let me know in the comments your prediction on that game. I think the Lions win Monday night. I think they win 24-20. And the defense is just playing so well. And I feel like we've got the depth there to handle whatever injuries we have defensively. Now, that is what we're going to talk about in this video, is that the Lions just have a ton of injuries to main players, including Marcus Davenport and Derek Barnes. Those guys are basically gone for the year. Derek Barnes, still don't know fully, but he's on IR. You've got Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, and Frank Ragnow are the other ones. Now, but this video is about the linebackers. And so when you look at these injuries and you're like, man, Anzalone was out last week. Derek Barnes is going to be gone this week. And so in that last game, you lost a couple of linebackers, and you start looking at it though, and it's like, man, the Lions, thanks to Brad Holmes, are in really good spot with really good depth. For the first time since I've been a Lions fan, we have star players up top, and then we have depth. So at linebacker is a perfect example of that. At linebacker, you've got Malcolm Rodriguez, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Ben Neiman, Trevor Nowaski, and then that's not the starters. The starters are Jack Campbell and Alex Anzalone. So the Lions are in really good shape when it comes to linebackers, thanks to Brad Holmes. The one I want to highlight is Ben Neiman. He's the one that, when you look at his history and how Brad Holmes was able to get him, is really good. So he spent his first 4 years with the Kansas City Chiefs, making 62 game appearances, winning a Super Bowl. He's logged at least 250 snaps just when he was with the Chiefs. So he's played a ton. This is a starting level linebacker that we have sitting there ready to play. So he made the roster. And it kind of felt like an uphill battle for him to make the roster because of all the guys, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, all the guys I just mentioned. But for him to make it was awesome because it showed the depth that we have at linebacker. Perfect. So we don't have to worry about, some of these injuries as much. So Derek Barnes is an ascending player. Problem is it's on a slow ascend, and he keeps getting better, no question, but just taking him time. So it hurts to lose him because clearly he was the best of the bunch there to play and was a starting linebacker, but it hurts to lose him. So the Lions are still really good at stopping the run. We've seen that clearly now as we looked at the box score yesterday on the Cardinals weren't able to do anything. The Rams couldn't run the ball. The Buccaneers couldn't run the ball. Teams cannot run on the Detroit Lions, and we have to keep that going, and that's what's kept the Lions in every single game this year against three high-powered offenses. It's what kept them all the way to the NFC Championship with a poor defense, but they could stop the run. So Aaron Glenn, you got to hand it to him, can stop the run. Now, we're going to get back to Ben Neiman in just a second, but I want to look at the big one, Frank Ragnow. Here's what Coach Campbell had to say today about it. First of all, Frank is stubborn. He's hard-headed. He's tough. He's stubborn, said it again, so he wants to go. He always wants to go. But this is something we're still talking about, right? I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with him. A lot of it's going to be get a feel by the middle of the end of the week. So that tells me that Frank Ragnow, partially torn pec, is like, I'm good. Throw me out there. And we're like, hold on a second. We got a bye next week, which is an early bye, but at the same time, bye weeks always come at the right time. If that makes any sense. And it just feels like this is the right time. Just hold him off. I mean, this seems like an easy decision with the bye next week. Luckily, it's not a fully torn thing where he's gone. So NFL Network said that Ragnow was reported week to week, and partially torn muscles have a pretty wide range of recovery time. So it looks like we'll simply have to wait and see if he's going to miss week 4 or anything beyond that. In the meantime, the Lions have a couple options at center. They could go Graham Glasgow over to center, or Michael Neese to play center. Neese mostly repped at guard this offseason, but can do some center stuff. So, geez, we're not talking about this one enough, I don't think. So Frank Ragnow, not a season ender, which is great. but also he's like, I'm ready to play. And it's like, just hold on and keep him there. So as we look at the schedule, I want to show you this because this bye week is in a interesting spot. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. So here you can see Seahawks this week, then Cowboys, then Vikings and Titans are the next 4. Seahawks, this is going to be a challenging game. We'll get into that more in a second. But then Cowboys at Dallas is always a challenge. But look, these road games, I love it. I love going to Dallas. Vikings are obviously a surprise. I feel like they're a good team. I'm not going to take anything away from the Vikings. I do feel like they will come back down to earth just a little bit. Still good. But that one will be an interesting one. Titans, that's a win all day. Has to be. And then here we go. Packers, Texans. Holy smokes. Don't like that. Packers, Texans. Jags look terrible. Colts aren't getting that. Bears don't look good. Packers again. Bills tough. Bears easy. 49ers will be tough. And Vikings to close out the season. So, again, we can look ahead forever, but let's just look ahead at these next 4 games. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good about where we're at. Seahawks going to be tough. We'll see. Coin flip game. A lot of injuries all the way around. Bye week. Beat the Cowboys. Beat the Vikings. Beat the Titans. I'm serious. I'm trying not to be too homer here, but I like what I'm seeing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on these next 4 games. But Brad Holmes has depth now for the first time in a long time. Now, I am still concerned about interior offensive line depth. That's concerning. I don't like what I'm seeing there. But linebacker depth's great. Secondary depth's great. We've got guys like Amik Robertson that can step in if anything happens secondary-wise. Defensive line-wise, Aleem McNeil was kind of banged up. DJ Reader's healthy, though. There's guys there. There's just a ton of really good players versus a few years ago when we had injuries. It was like undrafted guys you never heard of are stepping in. It's like, oof, I don't like it. This is all good. So, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you've been if you're new, don't subscribe. Watch a few. If you've been watching for a while, would love if you would subscribe to the channel. I'm going for 25,000 subs. I don't know. I don't know what it means. You get videos. You get our latest videos pushed out to you if you subscribe. That's all. Appreciate it. We'll see all of you on the next one.